back with us on John and Jim right off the practice field. So, Ryan, we appreciate it. We know it's super busy. You're a couple of weeks out. How are you feeling about what you've seen so far over the first week plus of your team during fall camp and of this offense?
Yeah, the most exciting thing is you can tell that our kids have bought in this summer. All those workouts are player-led. We're not out there. We're not getting the same work in with them that we can get in the spring and here in fall camp. So, part of you almost expects a little bit of a letdown from spring. And I really think our guys have kind of left off, or at least started where they left off. I don't think we've had much of a dip. I think guys are bought in. You can tell they worked at the stuff we wanted them to work on and have made some improvements and have worked their way throughout the summer. And it's been great to see how they're working. I know this. I can't complain any about the energy. I think our guys give great effort, and that's built into our culture. But we're chipping away, and I like where we're headed.
And Ryan, I think every Aztecs fan wants to know right off the bat here, of course, how has Jalen looked so far in camp? He is the guy. That's what Hoke said. Like, he's the guy in camp. He is the number one QB. How has he looked so far?
He leads the charge, and we tell him that. Obviously at the quarterback position, you're a lot of those leadership responsibilities are thrust upon you. And that's probably what I've been most impressed with, because those player-led workouts, that's him doing it. That's him getting receivers together and tight ends together and guys working to throw together and making sure the linemen are getting out there and working out. And obviously there's a great group of guys in that group stepping up as leaders too. But you can tell, I think he wasn't happy with how he finished spring off. And it motivated him, because he definitely he's one of the main guys I think of when there was, we sit down and we have our exit interviews in the spring, and we had a list of things that we told Moose he needed to work on, and he came back improved from all those areas. We're going to get as many live reps and good reps from him as we can to kind of bridge that gap with some reps that he probably missed over the past year here. But he's taking it by the horns, and I'm really happy with how he's opened up camp for us.
Ryan Lindley back with us here. John and Jim, the all-new San Diego Sports 760. Again, the Aztecs offensive coordinator. FanFest Saturday at 6 p.m. Snapdragon Stadium. Free tickets available. You need to grab them at goaztecs.com. Now, we asked you about this, I think, maybe during media days when we were in Vegas and you called in, just about replacing guys like Jesse Matthews and Tyrell Shavers and how to go about that. But it's not just with your receivers, right? You got a lot back at tight end. So what role are these tight ends going to play? And also some of these newcomers at receiver as you try to make up some of that production from a year ago?
Yeah, no, I think when you look at where the game's trending, I'm not glorifying anything, but you look at a Deebo Samuel, Travis Kelce's a tight end, but he's a wide receiver. The amount of times he's got his hand in the ground. Yeah. The multiplicity of where guys can play, and I've kind of used the term, and it's not mine. I think I got it from Daniel Jeremiah, a San Diego guy, that you want to have as many positionless players as you can. So I think for us, we want to move guys around, be as multiple as we can, line up in different formations and different personnel groups, and that's the biggest thing I think our guys have bought into. The backs have done a great job catching the ball out of the backfield. The tight ends, like you said, have stepped up as well. And, we told the receivers that it's open season, man. Someone's got to step up and still be that guy, because those guys are going to line up out on the edge every time. And, it's been really fun to see. Obviously, Mekhi Shaw has kind of stepped up. He's almost an elder statesman in there. There isn't really a true senior. Obviously, a local guy who earned himself a scholarship last year, had a great season. He's playing really well. Breon Penny has made some strides. We still want to see him be a little bit more consistent, but it's been really fun seeing him grow, and he's really bought into taking over in that room too. So it's a lot of fun. I got to be honest with you. It's tough to pick out a guy right now, and that's not just me pulling off some gamesmanship to save it for Ohio. It's really, I'm waiting to see in the next 2 weeks who steps up and wants to be a playmaker for us.
And for you, Ryan, this is your first camp or any type of camp in football where you're the offensive coordinator for, a Division I school. And so for you, how has it been? And has there been like a little bit of a learning curve? Has there been times where I'm glad I figured that out so I don't make that mistake again? And how has it just gone for you so far being the offensive coordinator for the first time?
Yeah, I think there's some things that you're gonna have to learn on the fly, but I honestly consider myself extremely fortunate. A lot of people that have poured into me that I can reach out to have helped me out, and really on a day-to-day basis. I share a wall with Kurt Maddox, who to me is one of the greatest coordinators on the West Coast, offense or defense. He's obviously done a heck of a job with the defense that he got here. and he and I have really formed a pretty close friendship where I can lean on him. I think sometimes in this business, unfortunately, and in any business, it's hard to trust the coworker in fear of you looking vulnerable or weak. And my biggest thing is I'll tell him. I think he does. He's done it for a long time. He's done it really well. If there's things that I think I want to take from the way he runs a meeting or does different things, I don't think that's being weak. I think it's just being smart. I want to steal a rep from Kurt and what he's done with the defense. He's obviously kept the phenomenal culture going on defense and found a way to make his own wrinkle and make it his own. So I'm really lucky to be where I'm at. And obviously Coach Hoke, I've played for him, so he's still got that in him. He'll definitely tell me when he thinks I'm turning astray, and he'll set me on the right path if he sees it. So it's a great environment here. Obviously, like you said, yeah, it's the first go round for me here in camp, but I'm in as good a situation as you could find the guy in his first year in a coordinator position.
Ryan Lindley with us right now, John and Jim, the all-new San Diego Sports 760. So I want to say Brady said to us at some point this offseason, you know what, getting into Snapdragon Stadium just one time last year in the preseason probably wasn't the right way to attack it into that opener against Arizona, all the, everything that goes into it. It's a brand new stadium. So you guys are going to be scrimmaging at Snapdragon Stadium on Saturday. Like what changes for the guys? You get into the stadium, the lights are brighter, there's fans in the stands. Like, what do you hope them to take advantage of with this opportunity a couple of weeks out from playing for real at Snapdragon Stadium?
No, absolutely. I mean, for us, it's a different locker room. So obviously you're used to every day being in our facility and walking down the same steps to our practice field, and a routine begins to develop, and we'd like our guys, especially our young guys or our transfers, that it's going to be day one getting in that sweet locker room down there at Snapdragon. So they need to understand what that routine is going to feel like, and we'll do everything we can to make it as much like a game day of them getting prepped and getting ready, and then let them cut it loose. And the fun thing is, I think obviously FanFest, it's great to get everybody out, and we're going to see everybody play. We're going to let our guys cut it loose. Obviously, the guys are going to compete and play hard, but we're definitely going to see what kind of depth we have too, and show us what kind of team we have, not only today but going forward.
I got this question off of Twitter from Matt. He wants to ask you, are we going to see more fullback sets? What differences should we expect from the offense in 2023?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's almost game by game. It's such a unique spot now. It's hard to find teams where you get a good beat on what a team's going to do to a fullback as far as personnel goes or how they'll react. But we got two great guys competing right now, and Nick Gardner and Leo Kemp, freshman we brought in, and Nick's a local kid. They've been both doing a great job, and there's a solid package that we've got in for them, and they've been doing a heck of a job. I really look at those guys too. It's been fun to see over time. I mean, I played with the guy Chad Young, and it's been like there's been a different guy every 4 years who's almost, I say the fullback has been like the offensive generational mascot here for the last 12 years at San Diego State. So these two guys get an opportunity to carry that torch, and they don't disappoint, man. They bring a heavy load and are ready to shorten somebody's neck. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Ryan, we appreciate it. We're excited for Saturday. Aztec fans are, I know that. FanFest Saturday at 6. Tickets free. You can grab them at goaztecs.com. We'll be on the air from 4 to 6. Getting you ready. Ryan Lindley, thank you. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. Thanks for doing it.
No, love getting on with you guys. I appreciate you having me. See you soon.
All right. Again, Ryan Lindley, we do appreciate his time. Again, it's busy. They're right off the practice field.